Everyone, I am going to share about my new nutrition class that's happening soon, but as I wait for people to come on, I have to tell you about this eventful morning I just had. So I just got back from dropping my kids off at school, and I stopped to get coffee on my way home. And as I did, I'm getting back in my car and I look across the street and I see a boy running, and he's like yelling his friend's name. He's got a backpack on, he's got a helmet, but he's not on a bike. And I'm like, I wonder where his bike is. Like, did he fall off of his friend's bike? Like, what's going on? You know, all the kids have the e-bikes these days. So I'm just watching. I see him yelling his friend's name and running. And then I see his friend like stop and come to him and then get in his backpack and get out a phone and start calling someone. And then I noticed one of the boy who was running is holding his arm like this. And I'm like, I think he's hurt. So I flip my car around, pull over, you know, mama bear mode, like in full action. And I'm like, are you hurt? And his friend's like, he broke his arm. And sure enough, he had a fully broken arm. He fell off his bike on his way to school, and they're on the phone with his mom. So I get on and da-da-da-da-da. Long story short, I put the kid in my car, drive him to the emergency room and meet his mom there. And I'm all like shaken up, but I'm so glad I was there and able to help. So anyways, that's my story of what I'm just coming off of. I hope he's going to be okay. He was in so much pain. I just felt so grateful that God had me there at that moment that I could swoop in and help. So those of you who are coming on live, welcome. I'm just telling that quick story as people are coming on because that's what just happened in my life and I feel a little shaken up. So let me know where you're joining in from. Yes, I'm so glad I was there too. And, I hope another mom would do the same if my kid was hurt too. At first I thought he got hit by a car, but I'm like, did you get hit? He's like, no, I just hit my brakes too hard and fell. So hello, Heather in Oregon. Okay, why I am here live right now is to actually talk about nutrition. So I've been sharing a little bit about my new nutrition class and then upcoming program that's happening soon. And I want to know from you, is nutrition something that you struggle with? Let me know in the comments. Hello in Arizona. Hello in South Carolina, Pennsylvania, Zambia. Amazing. Is nutrition something that you struggle with or something that you have questions about? Ohio, Saskatchewan. Hello, Colette. So I've been teaching Pilates and leading Lindy Well for over a decade. In the past, I had some nutrition programs that incorporated nutrition, and it's been many years since I've had another nutrition program. That was for a variety of reasons. Honestly, I wanted to just zero in on Pilates and focusing on what we do at Lindy Well best and with the most attention as possible, knowing that I have, 4 kids at home and I have to narrow my focus. But over the years, I have heard from so many of you who feel overwhelmed by nutrition. You feel like you want to make changes. You want to fuel yourself better. You want to feel better in your body. You want to feel like yourself again. But you don't want to do another crash diet. You don't want to do another fad. You don't want to go about it in an unhealthy way because you've done enough of that over the years. And so I have been studying nutrition for the last few years, and I have been pouring my time and energy and heart into something new that would really answer a problem that I'm seeing that many of us are struggling with. So let me know if you want to hear more about that. And I'm going to share even more in my new free class. So I'm teaching a class on Monday. It's live on Zoom. Yes, Laura, you can comment. Anyone can comment the word class and we will automatically DM you a link to join the free class. So in this free class, I'm going to dive deeper into what I have seen, again, in over a decade of being in this industry and working with women and coaching women in my own journey of what most nutrition programs, what most diet programs are missing, and why so many of us have been stuck in that start and stop cycle for so long. It's not you, it's not me, it's not our willpower, it's not a lack of discipline. It's the fact that most programs just hand you a meal plan and say, here, follow this. If you do, you will look like this after picture, right? Just follow this plan. Cut out all these foods, cook all these foods, weigh yourself every week, and you too will have the success that we're showing in these dramatically modified, usually, before and after photos. But how many of us have tried that? right? Let me know in the comments, have you tried that? Have you started a diet or a nutrition program? You get all excited, you buy all the groceries, you fill your fridge, and only to realize a few days or weeks in that you can't keep up with it, and then you give up, and then you feel bad and guilty about it. Let me know if you can relate to that. If so, you're not alone. I think we've all been there. I've been there many times. I used to get stuck in that cycle all the time. And many programs are set up in a way that just assumes you can create that behavior change just by purchasing a meal plan, just by purchasing a program. But what I know to be true, and what all of the research supports, is that if we're gonna change the way we eat, we have to actually uncover our relationship with food. We have to uncover our identity and our beliefs and some of the patterns that we are already in to see what needs to shift there if we wanna make actual change in our life that sticks. And then from there, we can reduce the overwhelm, right? Right now on Instagram, every time you open this app, probably you feel like me, where one piece of information is saying, eat the carnivore diet. Another is saying you should be vegan. Another is saying don't eat too much protein. The next one is saying eat more protein. Like, it is crazy making, right? It's like, we're constantly doubting ourselves. Is this the healthy thing to do anymore? It's hard to even know. So in this class, I'm going to show you how to simplify nutrition. So what I see a lot of is people sharing stuff that really is like accessories on your food and fitness journal. It's really like the things that are not going to move the needle, but it's a fancy supplement, right? I'll have people come to me all the time like, should I take this supplement? I'm like, well, you might see benefits, but don't go that route until you have first addressed the key foundational principles of nutrition. Those are the things that are going to move the needle the most and have the biggest impact. So that's what I want to help simplify for all of us. We can focus on the things that help to restore our metabolic health. That's central, that's key. Reduce inflammation and balance. New routines and new rhythms with food stick. And also making sure that you're considering how you relate to food. This must be included if you want to improve your nutrition. So comment the word class if this sounds like something that would be helpful for you. We're going to talk about gut health. We're going to talk about energy levels. If you feel like you need more energy, if you feel like you're bloated and uncomfortable, or if you just feel stuck with food. Maybe you're like, I know I could be eating better. I know there are things that I could do that would have a positive impact on my health, but I'm just stuck on really where to start or how to put it into motion, then this is for you too. So on Monday in the free class, I'm going to go through this, but I'm also really going to spend a good amount of time revealing this framework that I've put together that is the Nourished Reset framework. And that is what I teach in my new program that will be opening for enrollment next week after the free class. So comment the word class to come join the class. Get a sneak peek of the program, get some real starter tips on how to uncover what hasn't been working for you and how to get over that hump with food so that you can start to see results. And then I'll also be inviting you into the new program. So let me know, what questions do you have about nutrition, about the class, about any of it? Feel free to drop them in here right now. I want to make sure that I answer those. If you can't make the class live, register anyways, because I will send you a replay link. So I'd love if you can be there live. The energy is always the most fun when you're there live, and I find people get the most out of it when they're live because you're able to ask your questions and kind of have this back and forth section. But if you can't be there live, still sign up because I will send you the replay link. So let me know, what questions do you have about nutrition? I got a lot about gut health recently, and I just did a podcast episode on this topic. So you can find it over wherever you listen to podcasts. My podcast is called Well to the Core. So if you go to Apple Podcasts or if you go to Spotify, wherever you listen, you can just search Well to the Core and you'll find my latest podcast there. And I talk about gut health. So if that's an interest of yours, go ahead and take a listen to that. Yes, not sure if the time will work for me, so replay would be great. Yes, so go ahead, comment class on this video, and we'll send you a DM right here on Instagram with a link to sign up for the class. And if you're on that class list, we will send you a replay as well. So definitely sign up for that. All right, let me see what else I have here. I got a question in my DMs from someone asking, is this class going to be helpful for those who are pre-diabetic? So my answer to that was yes, absolutely. This class isn't designed specifically for people who are diabetic or pre-diabetic. However, if you find yourself in the category of pre-diabetic, balancing blood sugar is an incredibly important part of the picture. Reducing inflammation and eating in a way to support metabolic health is absolutely what you should be doing. And that's what we're going to teach in this class and in this program. So focusing on metabolic health is the missing piece for many of us. Healthy metabolic flexibility is what allows our body to burn fat, to use our food efficiently, our energy efficiently. And when we're metabolically unhealthy or metabolically inflexible, that's when we get stuck. That's when we feel like no matter what we do, the scale keeps climbing, or no matter what we do, we continue to have low energy, or we continue to have these hangry sensations or these energy drops, right? So we're going to talk about how to reset your metabolism on a metabolic level, how to do that with food. But also, I can't only talk about one thing, right? So we're also going to talk about how to do that holistically, bringing in your nervous system and some tools that can support you there as well. Let's see. Yeah, comment class if you want the link to sign up. How does menopause affect the nutrition we need? So it definitely affects the nutrition you need. So what used to maybe happen and work for you before, you're probably realizing doesn't work in the same way as your hormones are changing. So this becomes all the more important to focus exactly on what I just talked about, metabolic health. When your hormones begin to shift, when menopause and you're in perimenopause and you start to get these declining hormone levels or these changing hormone levels, your body responds, your actual blood sugar is affected, and it's all connected on a metabolic level. So eating this way, how I'm going to teach in this program, and it's not really rigid. I'm going to teach you how to do it flexibly because I don't want you to have to count every calorie or count every macro or log every food item. I cannot do that. And you probably don't want to either. Learning how to build your plates, build your snacks, and do it in a way that's going to support you on a metabolic level and a hormonal level is key for those in perimenopause and menopause. So definitely something we're going to talk about in the program. All right, any other questions before I wrap up? But I'm so excited for this class. I've been working on it for a long time. So yes, Leanne, perfect. Just comment class. We'll DM you a link here to sign up. Class is happening on Monday. And in that class, I'll be sharing a sneak peek and like a reveal of my new full program called the Nourished Reset that will be open for enrollment after the class. So I'm here for questions. DMs are wide open. So leave a comment here, send a DM. I want to support you as you are trying to take care of your health through food and nutrition, and do it in a way that is realistic, that is balanced, that is flexible, but also really focuses on the things that move the needle. Not all of the noise and extras that so many people are focusing on here on Instagram just to like make a buck or, get an affiliate income off of some kind of supplement. So we're going to get right to the truth. We're going to break through the noise. And then my goal is to help you feel supported and encouraged so that you feel confident, you feel more in control, you feel more empowered when it comes to fueling yourself and nourishing yourself with food. So thanks for joining me here today. Again, comment class to get a link or send us a DM or post your questions here. I'm here to support you, and I can't wait to see you in the class on Monday. Okay, take care, everyone. Have a good day.